You are listening to part 23 of the podcast series, How Successful People Think.
Realistic thinking brings the dream to fruition. If you don't get close enough to a problem, you can't tackle it. If you don't take a realistic look at your dream and what it will take to achieve it, you will never achieve it. Realistic thinking helps to pave the way for bringing any dream to fruition. Because I'm naturally optimistic rather than realistic, I've had to take concrete steps to improve my thinking in this area. Here are 5 things I do to improve my realistic thinking. Number 1, develop an appreciation for truth. President Harry S. Truman said, "I never give them hell. I just tell them the truth and they think it's hell." That's the way many people react to truth. However, if you want to become a realistic thinker, you need to get comfortable dealing with the truth. Number 2, do your homework. When dealing with an issue, you must first get the facts. It doesn't matter how sound your thinking is if you're basing it on faulty data or assumptions. Another kind of homework you can do is to find out what others have done in similar circumstances. Remember, your thinking doesn't necessarily have to be original, it just has to be solid. Why not learn all that you can from good thinkers who have faced similar situations in the past? Number 3, think through the pros and cons. There is nothing like taking the time to really examine the pros and cons of an issue to give you a strong dose of reality. It rarely comes down to a matter of simply choosing the course of action with the greatest number of pros, because all pros and cons do not carry equal weight. But that's not the value of the exercise anyway. The value is that it helps you dig into the facts, examine an issue from all angles, and really count the cost of a possible course of action. Number 4, picture the worst-case scenario. The essence of realistic thinking is discovering, picturing, and examining the worst-case scenario. Ask yourself questions such as, what if sales fall short of projections? What if revenue hits rock bottom? Not an optimist rock bottom, but real rock bottom. What if we don't win the account? What if the clients don't pay us? What if we have to do a job shorthanded? What if our best player gets sick? What if all the colleges reject my application? What if the market goes belly up? What if the volunteers quit? What if nobody shows up? You get the idea. The point is that you need to think about worst-case possibilities, whether you are running a business, leading a department, pastoring a church, coaching a team, or planning your personal finances. Your goal isn't to be negative or expect the worst, just to be ready for it in case it happens. And number 5, align your thinking with your resources. One of the keys to maximizing realistic thinking is aligning your resources with your objectives. Looking at pros and cons and examining worst-case scenarios will make you aware of any gaps between what you desire and what really exists. Once you know what those gaps are, you can use your resources to fill them. After all, that's what resources are for.